Hey guys, I'm Greg Bowles, CEO of Bowles and Associates. Welcome to this week's Team Intelligence, hints and tips to help unify your team. This week we're going to be looking at a couple of really cool things. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some secrets of coaching your team to success. In particular, in this first part, we're going to be looking at how to decode the types of personalities that you'll have in your team. And then in the second part, we're going to be looking at the secrets to coaching each of the types of personalities to help you guys make it easier for you, but also to get faster results. Now, as you know, with your team, you're going to have different personality styles within that. You probably know also that the different personality styles have different dynamics and they have different needs. And it's really key to understand these types of personalities, because then you get to know how their actual world looks, how they tick, and what actually influences and how to actually get them motivated. Now, it's a key thing here is that I'm a big believer that leaders and managers shouldn't actually have to motivate their team. It's really the job as the leader to inspire the team to do their own role, to do their own really well, and to find whatever's inside them to actually motivate themselves. Because that's really the key to long-term success, guys, is to actually find what motivates your staff internally for them and press those buttons for them and to get them fired up and get them creating the results for you. Now, before we actually get into the different personality types, there are four types, and what you really, as a coach, what you're wanting to look to do here is you're looking to use these as a guide to work out which type of personality you're obviously dealing with for that particular coaching session. And then what you're doing is it's almost like a checkbox in your mind of, are they fast-paced? Are they slow-paced? What sort of language do I need to use? And I'm actually going to supply a resource below the video and a link, a PDF, which has actually got a table of words and phrases for each of the personality types. And this is almost like sort of the key to entering their world. And you'll see their body language change. Their eyes will lighten up, they'll smile, their body language will be more open. That's when you start to get to know that you've got that rapport. And remember, guys, before you do any coaching with any client, any one of your staff members, they need to be willing to be coached, and also you have to have rapport with them. If you don't have both of those, doesn't matter how good a coach you are, you're not going to get the results you need. So it's really key that you understand what I'm going to be sharing with you today, what I'm going to be showing with you, and keep coming back to it. Keep looking at it again and again. The more you do it, the easier it will become and the quicker you'll get those results. Before we get into the different types of personalities, guys, I just thought I'd share with you a quick story as to how this actually really changed my ability to coach my clients and really skyrocketed my results when I managed to master these skills. It was back in my early days of being a coach. I was getting results and they were good, but they weren't great, and they were really inconsistent, and it was frustrating me, it was frustrating my clients. I wanted faster and better results. I had a quick chat with one of my mentors, and I recall her saying to me that I needed to get some advanced training in how to actually pick the personality types of people. And at that stage, I didn't understand what personality types were. I thought there was either introverted, extroverted, those sorts of things that we commonly know in the business world. Once I actually completed this advanced training, my results skyrocketed straight away. It was phenomenal. The feedback I was getting from clients was so great. The results they were getting were phenomenal, and the results were coming faster. What used to take me an hour to get a result for a client was taking me half that amount of time. So that's really why I wanted to share that with you guys, to help you with this. And by you guys implementing this, it will increase your results and, as I said, make them faster for you. So let's have a look now at the types of personalities. There's 4 types of personalities I mentioned. There's the D, or what's known as the lion. There's the I, or what's known as the dolphin. There's the S, or what's known as the mother bear, and the C, which is known as the squirrel. Now, if you were to draw a quadrant and you were to have them laid out, there's actually an order of energy. So at my top left, which would be your top right, that's the D, and then we go down to the I, across to the S, and up to the C. That's actually the order of the energy and speed that they work with. D's the fastest, C's the slowest. So let's start off with the D, or the lion. The Ds want to win. They're visually driven. What I mean by that is they like to see things, and the language that they use is very visual. As I mentioned, there's a table of phrases and words for you guys to refer to, and I suggest you get familiar with that. It'll make communicating with the Ds a hell of a lot easier. If you're a D yourself as a manager or leader, you'll then get that. You guys will get that really easily. It'll be easier for you to coach your staff, team members that are the D type personality, or the lion. The Ds want results fast, and they want to do it the shortest, easiest way possible. They move quickly and they speak quickly. They generally use fast hand gestures. Their conversations are very short, and they generally will use questions, or if you're having a conversation with them, they'll generally say things like, for what purpose are we meeting? For what purpose are we having this conversation? Really key to frame your coaching sessions with that. The purpose for this meeting today is to achieve X, Y, and Z, and let's have a quick chat about that, how we can achieve that. That presses their buttons in a good way, and that'll really, really light them up. The Ds, the lions, are especially interested in big picture. They're not interested in detail. Avoid the detail, stick with the big picture, stick with what the actual end result is going to be. The Ds are driven, or lions driven, by certainty and significance. What I mean by that is they're driven by the certainty, the confidence within themselves, and that has got to do with their skills, capabilities. Just bottom line, they're going to get the result that they need. The significance comes from their achievements, their results. These types of people generally have a lot of custom-made things, the best things. They'll wear brand name clothing, they'll get the custom golf clubs, they'll drive fancy cars. That's the general stereotype of the D personality. They're quick to make decisions, as I mentioned. A couple of examples are Hillary Clinton is a D, and Donald Trump is a classic D. Let's move on to the I personality type now, or what's called the dolphin. The I's love to have fun. They are all about the journey. They're all about connecting with people. They're about having fun, having a chat. So when you're coaching these people, make sure you spend some time having a chat with them, make some small talk, because that's where the rapport is actually built with them. They're kinesthetically driven, and what I mean by that is they're very feeling driven. Because it's all about connecting with people, they generally like to have a chat about how fun things are, and again, use the table of phrases and words for you to get au fait with the actual, the kinesthetic, or what we call the feeling-based language. They also, like the D, move fairly quickly, and their body language is fast as well. They may appear distracted a lot because they do suffer from what we call shiny thing syndrome. And in an office environment, they may appear to be disorganized. They don't have ADD, guys. It's actually just their personality type. So when you're coaching them about progressing, developing, moving them forward, moving toward their goals, focus on how much fun, what an adventure it's going to be. Because these guys are driven, as I said, by connection and connecting with people, and they're also driven by what we call variety or uncertainty. Now, the variety comes from them doing a lot of different things, and that's why they're great front of house people. They're great for connecting with clients, for communicating with other departments. So they need to keep things fresh. They need to be thinking about things differently, and they're always loving new ideas. So if you've got those types of personalities in your team, they're great to get on board with with new projects and new ideas. The next type we're going to look at, guys, is the S personality type, or what we call the mother bear. The mother bear is all about kinesthetic. It's all about feeling driven energy again. They're very much connecting with other people. They're great support people, great listeners. Their energy is a little bit slower than the D and the I. You'll notice that I'm speaking in a slower speed and my tone has dropped a little bit. That's generally how the S's communicate. They're great people for, as I mentioned, you'll typically find them in support roles. They're also great therapists, coaches, nurses, doctors. They're just great with people. The key to communicating with these types of personalities, guys, is that they don't like surprises. They're driven by connection, connecting to other people. They're also driven by comfort. And the comfort comes from knowing what's actually coming next. So in their role, they will love having a process where they know what's happening next. They know 5 steps down the track what's happening. They don't like surprises. Avoid springing on them, I should say, new projects or new ideas, and really pushing them fast into some sort of new change that's happening perhaps within your office or your business. You need to ease them into any change, guys, because otherwise they shut down. The best way to get results out of an S is to sit down with them and work out what the positive intentions are, where you want them to move to, and why that's important to them and how important their role is within the team. They need to know that they're contributing, and they need to know that they're connecting with the team by what they're doing. So as I said, guys, when you're working with them, performance managing and developing them, what you want to be doing is telling them, you want to have a chat with them about achieving X result, and you want to be describing to them and connecting with them and saying, the reason why we need you to be doing that is, and then explain how it's going to affect the team. Then what you want to do is you're going to say to them, look, I'm going to be with you here to support you because it's all about comfort. And what we're going to do is work together, again, working together, connecting to actually develop a plan for you to make this easy so you can move forward. So that's the sort of language that these types of personalities and energy types love. Again, check the table of words and phrases for this type of feeling-based or kinesthetically driven personality, which is the S or the mother bear. The next personality type we're going to be looking at, guys, is the C or the squirrel. Now, this personality type is quite interesting because it's typically known as, a sort of a technician type. These guys have a very narrow skill set, yet it's a mile deep. So they're in roles that are very hard to actually replace. You'll generally find great examples of these are people working, say, in a particular type of law. So it could be, commercial law, or it could be a special type of medical expertise, typical type of IT. And these guys you will know in your team because if they were to move on, it would be really, really hard to replace them. Now, these guys are very much detail oriented, and they focus on the results are based upon their work. They're very process driven, and they take significance. They're driven by certainty and significance. The certainty comes from a process that they use in their role. So there's generally a set of steps that has to be used to achieve X result, and you don't deviate from those. They're all about proof and what's happened in the past, and they're also quite challenging to get on board with new ideas and new projects. So if you have someone within your team that you're needing to performance manage, you're wanting to develop, and you're wanting to take them to that next level, the keys to working with this type of personality, guys, is that it's all about detail and it's all about a proven process. So if you're wanting to get them on board with a new project or get them on board with developing a new skill or a new area of expertise for them, you need to explain to them why it's important and how it's going to be significant to their growth, and then how that's going to be important to the value of their work. Again, they're driven by significance of their work and the certainty of the process. Also, they're quite hard to convince. The way that they actually make the decisions is based upon them actually being convinced multiple times. So you can't convince them once and expect them to get on board. Expect it to take a period of time and perhaps a number of conversations that you're actually going to have with them. Some great examples of the C is Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. These guys are very, very experienced in what they know, wealth of knowledge, and fantastic people to have in your team. They're great for those, as I said, those real niche roles within your team. So they're the 4 personality types, guys. I trust these have been of value to you. Why I was sharing these with you today was to help you really decode the types of personalities that you're actually going to be dealing with in your team, and the secrets of how to actually spot them. Now you guys know how to spot them. You've got that table of words and phrases. Grab those, and in the next part of the next video, we're going to be sharing with you the secrets of actually how to coach each of these types of personalities. If you're after any more information, guys, let us know. Contact us at our website, boasassociates.com. The link is in the attached PDF. You're probably watching this on our website, or you're perhaps watching it on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be updating again, as I said, with part 2 soon. Cheers.